gentlemen and beautiful ladies. Alright y'all, I'm done chasing ducks. I'm back. Gonna make some beef and broccoli today. This is real easy to do. You just need broccoli and beef and a little cornstarch to make the gravy. Now the gravy, you're gonna want to use some oyster sauce in there, some soy sauce, or if you got deep fry sauce, you kind of need that to give it that you know, Asian type flavor there. So let me show you what I'm going to do to this meat, because I bought some real cheap cuts of beef. Yeah, otherwise it would be like chewing an old shoe. I got to beat the hell out of these, tenderize them. You can't even cut them small enough. That's how cheap this meat is. Alright, let me get to hammering. You know, I probably should make a chicken fried steak out of this stuff. I made pepper steak last night out of these, and man, it was tasted great, but the meat was just so tough. It wasn't, you know, it was just tough. You just had to grind your way through it. I'm not doing that with this beef and broccoli. I'm going to beat the hell out of these little steaks here, like this. They're just a cheap cut. I would suggest get a decent cut of beef and then slice it thin, which I'm going to do on this. But I got to beat the hell out of it. Now, I don't want to hear any 7th grade jokes about me and my hammer and this meat. Cut the meat up small bite-sized pieces. And you want to do a little pre-marination here. Just add a little soy sauce to this meat. And put some of this hoisin sauce in there. It helps it out. And just mix it around. Now for the gravy, all you need is this cornstarch here. Just get some cold water, add the cornstarch, the onions. You can use any kind of onion you want. I just have a whole bunch of these, so that's what I'm going to use. Now I'm not going to cut chives out of these, I'm just going to cut them about 1 inch long. Now y'all, when you go to make this, if you like carrots, add some carrots. I just looked in the refrigerator, seen these mushrooms in there. I like mushrooms and gravy, so I'm gonna put it in there. I got some other junk I can throw in there too. I'm just trying to keep it basic, but there's no, you don't just have to stick to the recipe. You can, you know, say, hey man, I like some of that. Throw it in there. You know, don't deny yourself. Get after it. Now a lot of folks don't like the stems. I love the stems. Most people just go after the crown. I'm not the crown guy. I am the deep fried king, but I don't have a crown. But I do like the stems, but cooking the stems, you got to cook them real thin, otherwise the crown will get all mushy before you're ready to eat it. So, cut the stem as thin as possible, and maybe when you put it in the wok, put these in first so that they cook and tenderize before you get the crown even close to that wok. And you can eat these as part of your raw diet. I had a little bok choy left over. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there just to get rid of it. It's taking up room in my refrigerator. I'm kind of the leftover king. This stuff's really tasty. I like it. Alright, let's cook. Alright y'all, let's make some noise. And a mess, probably. Man, that sounds good. Go ahead and throw some onions in there. Now this doesn't take any time at all. This has only been in there about 2 minutes. We're going to go ahead and add the stems of the broccoli, because they are tough. And I want to break them down before I put in everything else. And I can't stress enough, you need your wok preheated, and then leave it on high. You want it as high as possible, actually. Man, that doesn't look too bad right there. Okay, the stems have been in there for a couple of minutes. They're starting to get a little softer. So we're going to go ahead and add the rest of this. And we're going to kick it up a little bit. Okay, we got these in there. We dressed it up a little bit. Now we're going to add the cornstarch. That's going to make the gravy. It'll thicken up. I'm going to put a little more water in it. Basically just a couple of cups of water. Mix it around. Okay, y'all, turn the heat down. What I'm going to do is take my big old 12-inch skillet and put a lid on it. Now, I put the heat way down, actually. I just want it to simmer for about 2 or 3 minutes to soften the broccoli. This is basically done. Alright, y'all, it's been a couple of minutes. Just a couple more minutes. Y'all, this is done. Alright, y'all, that's done. This takes no time at all. In fact, it takes more time to beat your lousy piece of steak for preparation purposes than it does to actually cook this. And if I wasn't videotaping, 10 minutes tops. You just chop up everything, throw it in there, voila, done. So anyway, let's give it a shot. It's beef and broccoli. Normally I serve this with rice. Just didn't feel like screwing around with the rice today. So we're going to go for the meat first, see if this actually did tenderize it. It's real tasty. To cut a meat, next time I'm going to buy a real steak and slice that and get a tender piece of meat. I beat the hell out of this. Yeah, that one's okay. Anyway, the meat's just a little tough. I mean, it'll pass if you're just feeding your friends, but go ahead and buy a real good steak if you got kind of a fancy dinner going, and then cut that. You'll do a lot better. That's normally what I do, but I was experimenting, as you say. Anyway, y'all, the gravy's awesome. That hoisin sauce, or oyster sauce, I should say, gives it a little different blend there, so it doesn't just taste like beef gravy. So that's what you're looking for. Beef and broccoli, y'all. It's time for my lunch. Alright, y'all. Appreciate you watching.